What's up, homies? I hope you guys are all doing wonderful, and today we're going to be seeing if you can complete the Modern Warfare 2 campaign without using guns. The rules for this are simple. 1. Don't use guns. 2. Only use grenades when completely necessary. 3. Flashbangs are allowed. And 4. Only use a knife to kill enemies. To do this, I'm going to be going to Intel. These are collected by finding the computers around each mission. And we're going to be selecting Green Beret. What this does is make it so when you spawn in, all you have is a knife and you don't have a gun. Now I'm just going to start a new game and let's see how it goes. Just a little side note, I'm not counting the first mission, which is the training course, as an actual mission because you don't select your difficulty until after it. So now that we're loaded in, we're just going to speed past this next part and I'll cut back when we're done.
Okay,
Alright, after doing that, we're going to select regular difficulty, and then it gives us our knife, and then we're off to start the first mission. Starting this mission, we're in an armored vehicle heading towards a firefight with our team. Then the car gets hit with an RPG and you get thrown out.
Get up, Private Al! Rangers lead the way! Move!
There's really not much to do here other than just wait until the reinforcements come on the bridge. This is our first problem. In this mission, if you don't kill the people on the bridge, then you won't be able to move forward with the mission. This means we're gonna have to throw a grenade, and trust me, I tried every way to not have to use it, but each time resulted in fail after fail after fail. This meant I was gonna have to use a grenade. After throwing a couple grenades at them, they finally decided to retreat and we were able to go up on top. Then I took a little break at the top to look at my man Private Gauthier eat a chocolate bar. What a guy. I hopped in the Humvee and got in the gunner seat, but here's the thing. You don't actually have to shoot while manning the minigun. You can just sit up there and let the entire thing play out and not do a thing. So that's exactly what I did. I just sat up there and let my teammates drive through. Once we get shot out of this vehicle is when I can actually use my knife and kill people. Once I got inside, I knew there were people upstairs, so I just threw a flashbang up and rushed them. I just went kill after kill after kill and just kept going. It's honestly kind of sad how they let one dude kill 7 guys with just a knife. But you know, it is Call of Duty. Now, for the most part of this video, my screen's just going to be red and I'm just going to be sitting in corners waiting to heal. There's not really much more I can do because I'm just going to get shot all the time while rushing. Anyways, this school was just about the same as that house. We just rushed in and I killed everybody with a knife. For the most part, this was pretty easy because they didn't put up much of a fight. Another rule I forgot to mention is I'm not allowed to throw enemy grenades back at them to kill them. I mainly did this just because I didn't want to kill multiple enemies with one grenade thrown by somebody else. After clearing the school and running down the street, my plan was to avoid all the enemies possible and run straight to General Shepard and finish the mission.
Good work on taking the town. Private Al, and you'll be taking orders from me from now on. I'll brief you on the chopper.
And that marks the end of the first mission. In the next mission, we're playing as Roach with Captain McTavish.
Freezing right now.
This is where we infiltrate a Russian base in the snow. I thought I'd let you guys watch this cool cinematic with Captain McTavish saving you.
Hold on! Don't let go!
So instead of getting a knife here, you actually get an ice pick.
Roach, check your heartbeat sensor.
I think this is where Soap forgot that I only have an ice pick and I don't have a primary weapon with a heartbeat sensor on it, but who knows. And my file got corrupted here, so you don't even get to see me kill these guys, but whatever. Here I just let Soap take out the 2 guards, because if I got close they would have seen me and gotten alerted.
You're very close.
My main thought process here was to just run past as many guards as I can and get to the objective. As we can see though, that didn't really work and I had to kill some.
Take cover, they're onto you. Tango on your 6. Hostile to the right. Found it. I'm headed for that.
Here's where I met up with Soap and got into the hangar. Now I wouldn't really count detonating this C4 as using an explosive because it didn't kill anybody, it was just merely a distraction. At this point, you just have to wait for the enemies on the ridge to run away. Once they finally run away, some snowmobiles come out and then you have to get one. I'll let you enjoy this cool scene. And from here on out, it's just riding a snowmobile until the end. And no, I did not shoot here, I accidentally left clicked and it just pulled the Glock out, I didn't actually fire it. And that is the end of the second mission. This next mission isn't required to beat the game, so I'm not going to count it, but I think you all know what happens.
Remember, no Russian.
Also, cool little Easter egg in the remastered version. If you go back down the escalator, you can see Yuri stumbling, trying to stop everything.
Let's go. Move up.
That was no
And that's the end of No Russian. In this next mission, we're playing as Roach in Brazil.
Ghost, the plates are a match.
Get down! Get down! Getting away! Look, let's go! Let's go! Ghost, a driver's dead. We're on foot. Meet us at the Hotel Rio and cut him off if you can.
Now this mission is a problem because you have to incapacitate the person running from you, but you can only do it by shooting him in the leg. And trust me, I tried everything. I tried knifing him, I tried throwing stuff at him, it doesn't work.
Non-lethal takedowns only. We need him alive. Roach, take
Flashbangs do nothing to him. Knifing him just kills him. The only way to do this is shooting him, but I'm not killing him, so I'm not going to count it.
Ghost, a driver's dead. We're on foot.
So I got out of the car, grabbed a Desert Eagle on the ground, chased him, and shot him in the leg.
Roach, take the shot. Go for the back.
He's down.
Remember,
For this next part, I just ran as fast as I could until the end. Although I did kill some people that got in my way. And that marks the end of the
Front
third
runner, this
mission.
is Bravo 6. We've got the package. I repeat, we have got the package.
The next mission, Wolverines, is probably my least favorite mission just because of how long it is. But anyways, you start out in an armored car. Oh, and what do you know? You get blown up like every other time.
Let's go!
So here I'm putting smoke grenades into the stun grenade category just because they don't kill anybody and they just provide cover. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to rush like 7 people at once, but then I got a butt of a gun to the forehead. So then I went to redo that part, and my plan this time was just let Sergeant Fulton do everything, but he fell on his face.
Look at this dude.
And here's a little clip of me just running. Now that we're on the roof, I just kind of sat here and waited, moved the sentry gun when I needed to, and overall just let my teammates do the work. Here I just repositioned the sentry gun and then camped the ladders for people coming up.
Roger.
NANI?! Baba Booey.
Contact. Hostiles on the roof. Inside our perimeter. Hostiles on the roof.
Then we had to cross the street to kill the guy operating a Predator drone. And I'll be honest, I died a couple times here. Alright, maybe more than a couple, but what matters is that I finally did it. Then I used the Predator missile to take out the big armored vehicles.
Nope.
Then I had to take down 2 helicopters with Stinger missiles. I'm not counting this as using a gun because it is a rocket launcher and I'm blowing up a vehicle, not like a group of people.
I saw a Stinger missile in that diamond to the west.
If you guys have watched this far already, don't be shy to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. It helps keep me motivated to make videos like these. And that is the end of the mission, Wolverines.
Be advised. Precious cargo is secure. Repeat. Precious cargo is secure.
The next mission is the Hornet's Nest, and we're back in Brazil.
The militia's closing
My
in.
plan for this mission, since there's so many enemies, is to run past as many of them as possible without having to kill all enemies.
The streets will take care of them. Watch me.
And without thinking, I rushed 2 guys at once and regretted it instantly. This time I played it a little bit more carefully, and I went to heal every time I got hit.
Let's go! Let's go! We're gonna push through these streets to the market! Point. Go, go, go! Can't get a shot! Get out of sight!
Now here I hit until I thought I was fully healed, but apparently I wasn't, and when I left I got one-tapped. This time I decided I was just gonna run straight through and ignore everything. And I mean, hey, it ended up working. And then we get teased by the helicopter and it flies away. I threw this grenade just so it blew up those red barrels so they don't kill me later on. It didn't kill anybody, don't worry.
We're getting into the rooftops! This way! Let's go, let's go! We can make it!
And now I'll leave you with my favorite cinematic scene of the entire game.
We can see them from the chopper. They're coming for you, dozens of them. Folks, there's too many of them. Get the hell out of there and find your way to the rooftops. Run for it. Get to the rooftops. Roach, we're circling the area, but I can't see you. You better get to the rooftops.
I played a quick game of rock, paper, scissors with myself and then boarded the helicopter. And that marks the end of the mission. The next mission was Exodus, and my main plan was just sit behind Honey Badger the entire time and let it soak up all the bullets so I don't die. The only flaw in this plan is that Honey Badger won't shoot unless you designate a target with the laser, and I would count that as using a gun technically, so I can't use it, and Honey Badger won't move forward unless the enemies in front of it are dead. This meant I would have to come out of cover to kill the enemies in front. And then I went into this building for cover and tried to use the elevator. I don't know why. At this point, it was just stab, 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 do a little bit of running, stab, stab, stab some more, a little bit of running, stab, stab, and then checkpoint. Once we reached the checkpoint, it was just more running. Once we got to this new area, it was the same thing again, just stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. I'm gonna say, this mission was a lot harder than the other ones, and I did die a fair amount of times. I was pretty conflicted here though, because you have to use a laser designator to target some artillery guns, and I don't really know if it counts as a gun or not, but I don't think I'm going to count it. This is also because there's no other way to complete the mission without using this. And it doesn't fire bullets, so I don't really think it would be classified as a gun.
Artillery inbound. Coordinates.
So towards the end of the mission, we arrive at a house that has a plane crashed on it, and there's a Russian dude in the fridge. We just stab him, and then we finish the mission.
No sign of forced entry.
Let's get that briefcase.
What's left of it?
And that's the end of the mission.
USS Dallas deploying Team 2. RV.
So as you can hear, I did change my mic during these two clips, but I hope you guys can deal with it. For this next mission, we have to rescue hostages from an oil rig. Once we get to the oil rig, we have to swim up and take out a guard with our knife.
We'll take them out at the same time. On your go. Roger that, Hotel 6.
After that, we run up the stairs and take out one more guard with our knife.
Free to engage. Suppressed weapons only. We're clear. Civilian.
Now this is where we find our first problem. You see, when we breach this room, we're gonna have to shoot, but there is one way around it that I found. After multiple attempts, I found if you switch to another weapon and then switch back to your knife, you can actually cancel the slow motion and melee the enemies. Now I won't lie, this did take a few tries, and I had to experiment with which side was better, and I found out that doing it on the left side would ultimately be the better option. So, I breached the door, switched weapons, switched back to my knife, ran at the first guy, killed him, and ran straight out so I didn't die. Then I just let my team do the rest of the work.
We're clear.
After finally completing this part, I did a little victory dance and then went up to the next room.
Secure and evac. Continue your search.
It was the same idea for this room. I just switched weapons, ran in, and tried to melee. And ultimately, it was the farther back door that would actually be better. Because as you can see, this didn't really work out to plan. So, after trying the back door, I got it first try. Then after planting the C4, I immediately blew it up so I didn't kill anybody with it. My plan here was to honestly just run past as many people as I could and not kill anybody. And to be honest, as you can see, it was really effective.
Copy that. We're working on it. Out. Making flanks in these hallways. Target at 3 o'clock.
Once I got up to the top, I just meleeed everybody in the smoke and waited for my team so I could breach.
Hotel 6, be advised. Possible explosives. Over. Get a frame charge on the door.
Now in this next breach room, there's C4 everywhere, so I tried to not swing as much as I could in there. I just backed out of this guy's way while he was rushing me and let everybody else do the work.
Clear. Room clear. All hostages secured. Good job, Hotel 6.
And that is the end of that mission.
30 seconds. Hornet 2-1, this is Chester.
In this next mission, we're in a helicopter going towards the Gulag to rescue prisoner 627, also known as Captain Price. While we're in the helicopter, we don't really have to do anything and we can just sit here until we land. Once we landed, my plan was to just run through like the other missions, but some enemies got in my way and I had to cut through them. After killing everybody, we went down into the actual Gulag. This is where I decided I didn't want eyesight anymore. After stabbing everyone and getting to the armory, I grabbed a riot shield and just sat in a corner the entire time.
You at the bottom.
After that, we finally rappelled down and put our night vision on.
Confinement is dead. The power must be down in that section. Roger that. Squad, switch to night vision.
A lot of people don't know, if you just run to the end, it automatically kills all the enemies with that rocket.
The old shower room's about 30 feet ahead of you on the left. You'll have to breach the wall to get in, Boxer. Correct. What's that?
So once I breach this wall, I throw a grenade up to my left to kill the guys up top, and it cancels the slow motion. And then I accidentally murdered Ozone.
Man down.
Then I killed one of these guys and took their riot shield and hid the entire time. Then we dropped down the hole and went to get Captain Price.
One of them should be prisoner 627.
Stop it!
Soap?
Place?
This belongs to you, sir.
Who's soap?
Come on! We gotta get out of here! Move! Move!
And then it's just some running until the end, and you get hit with the rock from the ceiling. Then you clip onto this rope and get pulled out, and that's the end of the mission. The next mission is of their own accord, and I'm going to try to keep this one quick since it's a pretty long mission, but let's start it off with an Easter egg in the bunker. First, you're going to leave the room you start in and take a right and go towards the doorway. I honestly don't know why I turned around. Next, when you enter the next room, you're going to go on the left and don't go through the first or second doorway, go through the third one with the one next to it. Once you go through here, there should be some boxes in the back, and if you go around, you'll find a golden desert eagle with a teddy bear. You do have limited ammo with it though, so take your shots carefully. I didn't pick it up since we all know I don't use guns. And without further ado, let's speed past this entire mission. Oh look, it's the Capitol building on January 6th. Now this is where we encounter our first problem. When we go into the sniper's nest and kill all the enemies, we have to fire a Barrett sniper, and there's no way around it. I tried. You can wait. It won't do anything. You have to shoot it. So I shot 4 bullets, I'm pretty sure, and that's it. I apologize, I only had to shoot 3 times. So far the shot count is 3. After killing all the enemies that come up behind you, you have to pick up some javelins and shoot some helis out of the air. But again, this isn't a gun, this is a rocket launcher, and I'm destroying vehicles, not groups of people. So I'm gonna let it slide. After taking out the helis, you have to make your way to the roof and get into a helicopter. Now, just like the first mission, when you get on this minigun, you don't have to shoot anybody, you can just let it all play out.
We've linked up with the
Copy, over.
After the helicopter goes down, you're in the wreck and you get thrown a gun, and you can just sit here and let everything happen again.
Take this and stay down!
What you say?
And that is the end of this mission.
My satellite feed. Too much interference.
The next mission is contingency, and just like the last one, I'm going to skip through most of it.
Found Roach.
We're spotted!
Since you do get access to a Predator drone this mission, I decided I'm only allowed to use it on vehicles like these APCs and that helicopter. When I pulled out this Predator and went to hit this truck, I noticed people were getting out of it and I would have killed them, so I swerved off and didn't hit anything. Then after a lot of waiting, Captain Price launches the nuclear missile, and that's the end of this mission. The next mission, Second Son, starts where Of Their Own Accord left off, down in the helicopter. I'll just skip through these parts so you don't have to watch again. Once you get blinded by the helicopter, you cut to this cool space scene where the nuke goes off and the International Space Station gets destroyed. And just like the last two missions, we can skip through most of it. Up until this point, this mission's literally just been like walking, and that's it. There's no actual fighting up until now. When you get to these Russian soldiers on the APC, you can just let your team take them out. You don't actually have to do anything. After that, you can just run past and go to the right, and then you just wait for your team at the bottom of the bunker, and that's the end of the mission.
This door. I thought the president's bunker was under the west wing.
No, that's just for tourists. This must be the real thing. Open it up.
Real or not, man, this place is history. Hope they got time.
The next mission, Whiskey Hotel, picks up right where we left off in the bunker. And as I've said previously, just like the other missions, I'm just going to speed through this one. So once we pop this green flare, that signals the end of the mission, and now that that little ordeal's over, let's go on to the next one. Loose Ends. Probably my least favorite mission in the entire COD franchise, and undoubtedly the saddest mission in this entire game. Let's cruise right on through it. My plan for this breach was to throw a flashbang to cancel the slow motion and then stab the guy that gets blown back and the guy on the stairs. And I thought it worked flawlessly until I pushed this room. So after redoing that, I went and breached all the other rooms, cleared them all, and it all went smoothly. Well, it all went smoothly until this last one when I had to chase these guys out of the house, but that happens.
Target at 3 o'clock. Roger, I have a target.
Here's the 5x speed time lapse of me defending the house while the data downloads.
Press our intel was off.
Once I grabbed the DSM, I just ran as fast as I could to Shepard and didn't stop for any enemies. When Ghost starts dragging you here, he hands you an AK, but you don't actually have to shoot it. You can just sit there and soak up the bullets, you won't die. And now I'll leave you with the saddest scene in this entire game.
Over. Roger. Hit them hard on that hill. Make sure they're down. Roger, I'm on it. Coming around, heading 5-0. Roger, I got them lined up. Gold Eagles on the ground. Watch for snipers on thermal.
You have the DSM. We got it, sir.
Good. That's one less loose end.
Area is sanitized. All targets destroyed. Solid copy. No movement detected. 2-6 going into holding pattern.
And with Roach and Soap being killed, that's the end of Loose Ends. In the next mission, we're playing as Captain McTavish or Soap, and we're in the Boneyard trying to get away from Makarov's men and General Shepard's men. As you can see, my plan is to just be a little rat and slip through unnoticed with as little engagements as possible. Everything was going fine until I got hit with like a pedestrian in GTA. So anyways, I respawned, got in the car, somehow managed to stab this guy in another car. Driver got shot in the head. I drove the car into a plane, and that's the end of the mission. Now, I'm just going to say this is the last mission because I know there's two separate ones, but they take place at the exact same time back to back, so I'm just going to say it's one mission. You're in Afghanistan, you're playing as Soap, and you're with Captain Price going to hunt down Shepard. The beginning is probably the hardest part because you kind of have to be a little stealthy, and if you get too close then you'll alert the guards. So, out of this entire mission, this is probably the hardest. Now listen, I tried to be stealthy and it didn't work, and I had to go in with my knife and kill everybody. It might not have been the stealthiest approach, but man, it got the job done. Halfway through this little rappel scene, my file got corrupted so it cuts a little bit, but usually this is my favorite part of the mission, doing this little execution. But something happened, and I'll just let you see for yourself. So yeah, I was really confused. I didn't know what happened, but let's speed through this next part.
Good night.
Now, these riot shields are pretty important because they basically make me invincible for the entire time, and I can just sit in corners and heal if I need to.
We have unauthorized personnel on the catwalk. I repeat, we have unauthorized personnel on the catwalk. You get that? I see movement.
So after that bloodbath, I tried to throw a flashbang at this guy so he wouldn't close the door, but it didn't seem to do anything.
Negative. Gold Eagle wants those charges.
I waited for Captain Price so I could breach the door, and when I did, I instantly turned around and ran away so that Captain Price could kill everybody and I wouldn't have to risk dying. After that was over with, I used the computer to open the door. Me and Captain Price both ran out, and then the C4 exploded behind us and we barely got out alive.
This is Gold Eagle. Fire mission. Target package Romeo. Danger close. That's within 100 meters of your position, sir. That's not a suggestion. Send it. Roger. Fire mission. Danger close. So, incoming!
Here, I kind of realized if I could just outrun these guys, then I can get all the way to the end, pull out the riot shield, and get to the next part of the mission.
Zodiacs. Yes, sir. They're off your mic.
Once you start what I'm going to call the second half of this mission, you as Soap have to captain a rib while Captain Price shoots in front, and you have to chase down General Shepard.
Man, I'm finna whip this hoe.
So as we're nearing the end here, Soap regains consciousness after falling off the waterfall. He goes to hunt down Shepard, but that doesn't really go to plan. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say, you guys probably have seen this fight before, so I'm just gonna skip to the good parts and let's see what happens.
I know you understand.
And that, everybody, marks the end of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign. So, in short, no, you cannot beat the campaign with only knives and not shooting. As we saw in that one mission, we had to shoot a Barrett 50 cal, and we also had to incapacitate somebody with the Desert Eagle. If you decided to stick around this far, honestly, thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to hit that like button, comment, subscribe. It gives me motivation to make more videos like these. This is my first video, and thank you for watching. If you have an idea for a challenge that you want me to do, drop it in the comments below and I might do it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.